95 moments of absolute mastery, when workmanship becomes hypnotic art. Welcome to a world where ordinary jobs transcend routine and transform into mesmerizing performances of human skill, discipline, and creativity. What you are about to experience is not merely a collection of tasks being completed efficiently. It is a celebration of mastery. These are moments when workers perform their roles with such precision, confidence, and grace that the line between labor and art completely disappears. Across industries, cultures, and environments, at dizzying heights, under intense heat, amid heavy machinery, or with the most delicate materials, these professionals demonstrate what happens when passion meets practice. Every movement is intentional. Every gesture reflects years of experience. Every finished result feels inevitable, as if perfection were always the only possible outcome. This narrative reimagines and expands upon those awe-inspiring scenes, capturing the rhythm, philosophy, and almost meditative quality of work done extraordinarily well. These are not just jobs. These are expressions of human excellence. When skill takes over, fear steps aside. At great heights, where most people would freeze with fear, some workers move as if the ground were still firmly beneath their feet. Suspended above cities or balanced on narrow structures, they operate with calm determination. Their confidence is not reckless, it is earned. Each step, each reach, each adjustment reflects deep trust in their training and their own bodies. Watching them, you don't feel anxiety, you feel reassurance. This is what mastery looks like when fear no longer dictates behavior. It is the same calm resolve that allows a craftsman to carve an axe head from something as fragile as pencil graphite. The task feels almost absurd, like building a skyscraper on the tip of a pen. But under expert hands, impossibility becomes inevitability. The process demands patience, microscopic precision, and a philosophical acceptance that one mistake could erase hours of effort. What emerges is not just an object, but a statement about focus, restraint, and respect for materials. Everyday actions, elevated to performance. Even the simplest acts can become captivating when performed with intent. Pouring tea, for instance, can be a forgettable routine, or it can become a fluid, martial arts-inspired performance. With controlled movements and graceful transitions, the teapot seems to dance in the air. Each motion is deliberate, balanced, and rhythmic, leaving the viewer wanting to applaud before the first sip is even taken. Swordsmanship offers another example. In the hands of a true expert, the blade does not feel like a tool. It feels like an extension of the body. The wielder moves with speed and precision, each strike clean, each transition seamless. There is no wasted energy, no hesitation. Even fictional warriors would earn inspiration from such control. Speed, too, becomes hypnotic when paired with accuracy. A worker installing foam insulation at lightning pace sets a benchmark so high it feels unreal. Every spray lands perfectly. There is no excess, no correction, no pause. It is efficiency distilled into motion. Danger, discipline, and respect for the craft. Some professions balance on the edge of danger, where mistakes carry real consequences. Tree sawing is one of them. The work is physically demanding and potentially lethal, yet experienced professionals approach it with respect rather than fear. Every cut is calculated. Every retreat is timed. Watching a tree fall exactly where intended means witnessing planning executed flawlessly, a quiet triumph of human judgment over natural force. Similarly, the production of charcoal for hookahs, though less visibly dangerous, requires strict control of heat and timing. The transformation from raw material to finished product depends entirely on experience. Too much heat, and it's ruined. Too little, and it's useless. When done right, the process becomes almost ceremonial. Even something as small as a hand clamp can inspire admiration. In a skilled hand, this modest tool becomes a guardian of order, holding components steady so larger ideas can take shape. It is a reminder that craftsmanship often depends on unsung instruments working perfectly behind the scenes. Tradition, memory, and materials with a story. Old-school plank flooring, installed nail by nail, carries history in every board. The creak underfoot tells stories of generations past. Watching a craftsman restore or install such flooring is like watching time being preserved. Each plank aligns not just with the next, but with tradition itself. Modern creativity, on the other hand, thrives on experimentation. Resin, screws, and imagination combine to create designer wall clocks that feel destined for galleries. These pieces are unique, born from curiosity rather than repetition. They remind us that innovation does not reject tradition, it builds upon it. Physical movement can also become art. Acrobatics, flips, and spins, performed with such balance that the ground seems irrelevant, speak to an internal gyroscope honed through relentless practice. The human body, when trained to this level, becomes both instrument and artwork, turning the unexpected into art. Watermelons transformed into carved masterpieces challenge our assumptions about both food and art. With patience and vision, ordinary produce becomes a canvas. Dice, pipes, and bricks, all mundane objects, are elevated through skill into something extraordinary. Paint, applied with nothing more than a sponge, can mimic the texture and depth of real brickwork. Construction sites suddenly reveal a different kind of magic, where illusion and reality blend seamlessly. Ceramics that reveal hidden patterns when wet feel almost supernatural. The firing process locks potential into the clay, waiting for water to unlock the surprise. It is science, art, and anticipation combined. Precision as a way of life. Woodworking tools in untrained hands are just instruments. In the hands of a master, they become extensions of thought. Every cut is measured. Every pass has purpose. There is no rush, only rhythm. Agricultural work, often overlooked, can be just as profound. Spreading fertilizer with care revives the soil, much like medical treatment revives a patient. The land responds visibly, almost gratefully, to skilled intervention. Florists crafting bouquets move with gentle confidence, creating arrangements that feel emotionally resonant. Each flower is placed not just for balance, but for feeling. The result is something universally understood, beauty meant to be given. Glass blowing is another realm where precision reigns supreme. One wrong movement can shatter hours of effort. Heat, timing, and breath must align perfectly. Watching it done well feels like watching someone negotiate with fire itself. Tools that make perfection possible. Some tools feel like magic when used correctly. Brick-cutting devices that slice cleanly with a single press turn a once laborious task into a moment of satisfaction. Bread bakers loading ovens move with ritualistic grace, transforming routine into quiet celebration. Construction teams tossing panels midair with flawless coordination resemble athletes more than laborers. Timing replaces words. Trust replaces hesitation. Innovative methods for separating bark from wood, trimming vegetation with surgical precision, or applying paint without a single stray drop all reinforce the same truth. The right tool, guided by the right hand, can feel miraculous. Calm under pressure. Forging long iron beams, fishing effortlessly in winter, melting ice with controlled heat, or clearing roads without machinery. All of these tasks demand calm problem solving. The professionals who excel do not rush, they adapt. Pastry chefs create desserts so flawless they feel almost wrong to eat. Street chefs handle boiling oil with bare hands, defying instinct and expectation through technique rather than bravado. Some processes are hard to explain, but impossible to stop watching. A worker bouncing a ball with a tool, striking targets from impossible angles, or guiding falling trees with poetic precision, all remind us that skill can be entertaining in its own right. From industry to elegance. Machine parts polished to mirror finishes, oversized jewelry crafted with delicate detail, and lead molded into floral shapes demonstrate how industrial materials can achieve elegance. Wall designers, painters, and decorators approach surfaces like artists approach canvases. Technology assists, but vision leads. Brick tossing becomes choreography. Concrete pouring becomes flow. Cleaning becomes celebration. When pride enters the process, everything changes. Focus, flow, and fulfillment. Masters of slicing, painting, wiring, hammering, restoring, and pouring all share one quality: total immersion. Distractions vanish. Movements synchronize. Results speak for themselves. Countertops become frozen moments in time. Wood becomes furniture worthy of museums. Machines become playthings for passionate builders. Teams move as one without speaking. Nails become art. Cardboard boxes reveal hidden complexity. Roofs are completed with astonishing speed and accuracy. Walls are smoothed with painterly finesse. Treehouses turn into architectural dreams. Entire houses are lifted and moved. Trees are cared for with patience. Pixelated portraits emerge from unlikely materials. Strength appears superhuman. Precision feels surgical. Restoration feels like magic. The unseen beauty of labor. From cheese slicing to wood carving, from sign repair to steel bending, from foam application to pothole repair, every task becomes meaningfully engaging when performed with mastery. Concrete thrown with athletic energy, drains cleared like rituals, flatbreads baked on a massive scale. Each scene raises the same question. Would we appreciate work more if we slowed down to truly see it? Welding, treasure hunting in mud, fly fishing without effort, installing crown molding, harvesting honey in protective suits, all highlight humanity's adaptability. Mirror cleaning becomes satisfying. Silk marbling becomes poetic. Paint pouring becomes hypnotic. Building cleaning becomes reassuring. Car restoration becomes therapy. Where courage meets creativity. Climbing swaying trees without ropes, painting with sunlight, balancing at impossible heights, crafting art with household tools. These acts blend courage with creativity. Shoe repair, interior decoration, turbine preparation, excavation, precise tapping, explosive painting techniques, Olympic-level archery focus, lifelike clay sculpture. All show the same principle. Ordinary materials become extraordinary through skilled hands. Paving tiles, car paint restoration, outdoor masterpieces, ice cream filling, high-rise climbing tools, industrial processes, and artistic vision all converge into one message. The philosophy of perfect work. True craftsmanship is not about speed alone, nor about strength, nor even about creativity in isolation. It is about alignment between mind and body, tool and material, intention and execution. These 95 moments reveal something profound. When people care deeply about what they do, even the most practical tasks become meaningful. Work becomes expression. Routine becomes ritual. Labor becomes legacy. This is the quiet power of doing a job perfectly. And once you notice it, you can never unsee it. When work becomes a state of mind, there is a peculiar kind of beauty that reveals itself only when someone is deeply, completely absorbed in what they are doing. It does not announce itself loudly. It does not demand attention with spectacle alone. Instead, it quietly pulls you in. Your breathing slows. Your eyes stay fixed. Somewhere between curiosity and calm, you realize you are watching something more than a task being completed. You are watching mastery in motion. This is where our journey begins. At first glance, these moments look simple. A man working at a dangerous height. A craftsperson shaping a small object. A worker repeating a motion again and again. But simplicity is deceptive. What appears effortless is almost always the result of years, sometimes decades, of disciplined repetition. What looks calm is often built on thousands of mistakes already made and learned from. What feels hypnotic is not accidental. It is the visible outcome of alignment between skill, confidence, and intention. There is a reason humans have always been fascinated by people who are exceptionally good at what they do. Long before screens and algorithms, crowds gathered to watch blacksmiths, potters, dancers, hunters, and builders. Not because the tasks were exotic, but because excellence has a gravity of its own. It pulls attention inward. It reminds us of what focus looks like. The moment fear steps aside. Consider workers operating at extreme heights. To most of us, height triggers instinctive fear. Our bodies resist. Our minds imagine worst-case scenarios. But for those who have trained their balance, their muscles, and their judgment, height becomes just another variable, not an enemy. Watching such a worker is strangely comforting. You expect tension, but instead you see composure. Their movements are not rushed. They do not hesitate unnecessarily. Each step, each reach, each shift of weight feels pre-approved by experience. Fear has not vanished. It has simply been negotiated with and placed in the background. This is one of the first lessons of mastery. Courage is rarely loud. It is quiet familiarity with risk. It is knowing exactly how much attention a task requires and giving it precisely that, no more, no less. The hypnotic quality emerges here. Your brain stops scanning for danger and starts trusting the worker. And once trust is established, you are free to admire the elegance of motion. Small objects, big philosophy. Now shift your attention from vast heights to something incredibly small. Imagine carving an axe head out of pencil graphite. The idea alone feels absurd. Graphite is fragile. It breaks easily. One wrong touch and the entire structure collapses. Yet that is exactly why the process is mesmerizing. This kind of work demands a different relationship with time. There is no rushing, no brute force. Progress happens at the scale of millimeters, sometimes less. The craftsperson must be fully present because the material punishes distraction instantly. What you are really watching here is restraint, the discipline to stop before going too far, the wisdom to know that precision is not about speed, but about control. Philosophers have written for centuries about moderation, balance, and intentional action. In this tiny sculpture, those ideas take physical form. The result is not just an object. It is proof that patience can shape reality. Ordinary actions, elevated. Some of the most captivating scenes come from activities we all recognize. Pouring tea, swinging a blade, applying foam. These are not rare skills in themselves. What makes them remarkable is how completely the person performing them owns the moment. Take tea pouring as an example. In most homes, it is an afterthought, a pause between conversations. But in the hands of someone trained to treat movement as ceremony, it becomes choreography. The wrist rotates smoothly. The kettle tilts at just the right angle. The stream of tea never splashes or hesitates. What you feel while watching is not thirst, it is appreciation. The same way you might admire a dancer or a martial artist. The act has been elevated from function to form. This is an important idea. Beauty does not require complexity. It requires attention. Born with the tool, or shaped by it. When you see someone wielding a sword, a hammer, or a specialized tool with absolute control, it can feel almost supernatural. We are tempted to say things like, "He was born to do this," or "It's like the tool is part of his body." In reality, what we are witnessing is something more grounded and more inspiring. The human nervous system is adaptable. Through repetition, feedback, and correction, the brain rewires itself. Movements become smoother. Reaction times shrink. Decisions that once required conscious thought are handled automatically. This is why true experts look relaxed. Their minds are not crowded with uncertainty. They are not debating each move. The decision-making has already happened, long ago during training. The hypnotic effect comes from this economy of effort. Nothing extra, nothing wasted, just clean execution. Speed without chaos. There is a special thrill in watching someone work incredibly fast without losing accuracy. Foam installation, for example, can be messy and unforgiving. In inexperienced hands, it spreads unevenly, overfills gaps, and creates more problems than it solves. But in expert hands, speed and control coexist. The nozzle moves with confidence. The flow is consistent. Each gap is filled exactly once. No corrections, no hesitation. What you are witnessing is not recklessness. It is anticipation. The worker already knows what will happen a second from now because they have seen it happen thousands of times before. This is one of the most misunderstood aspects of skill. Speed is not the goal. Speed is the side effect of understanding. Work that balances profit and risk. Tree cutting is a perfect example of work that demands respect. The forces involved are immense. Gravity, weight, tension, and unpredictability all converge in a single moment, the fall. Watching professionals handle this process is almost poetic. The cuts are deliberate, the angles precise. Escape paths are planned before the saw even starts. When the tree finally falls, it is so exactly where intended, as if following an invisible script. What remains is silence, a stump, and the strange satisfaction of seeing chaos reduced to order through knowledge. The danger never disappears, but mastery ensures it is managed, not ignored. Invisible craft, visible results. Some of the most important tools in craftsmanship are rarely noticed. Clamps, supports, guides. They do not steal attention, but without them, precision would be impossible. When you see a simple hand clamp holding complex components perfectly in place, it becomes a symbol of something larger. Stability enables creativity. Order allows complexity to exist. This idea echoes far beyond workshops. In life, structure often gets a bad reputation. But without structure, nothing intricate survives for long. Tradition under your feet. Few things feel as grounded as walking on old wooden floors. Each plank carries marks of time, scratches, grain patterns, subtle imperfections. Installing or restoring such floors is not just construction, it is preservation. The worker aligns each board carefully, respecting both the material and the history it represents. The result is something modern buildings often lack: character. Watching this process can trigger nostalgia, even if you have never lived in such a space. That reaction is not accidental. Humans respond to continuity, to things that feel rooted. Modern ideas, ancient impulses. Contrast that with the creation of a designer wall clock from resin, screws, and imagination. There is no tradition dictating the outcome, only experimentation. And yet the impulse is ancient. Humans have always wanted to shape time, measure it, decorate it, make sense of it. Whether carved in stone or cast in resin, the desire is the same. What you are watching is innovation built on timeless curiosity. Movement as meditation. Some people spin, flip, and balance with such control that gravity seems optional. These performances are not about showing off. They are about body awareness at its highest level. Every muscle knows its role. Every adjustment happens before imbalance becomes visible. It feels less like effort and more like flow. Psychologists call this state flow. Philosophers might call it harmony. Athletes call it being in the zone. Whatever the label, the effect on the viewer is the same: calm fascination. The hidden theme of part 1. As this first part comes to a close, a pattern begins to emerge. Whether the task involves danger or delicacy, tradition or innovation, speed or patience, the hypnotic quality always comes from the same place: presence. These workers are not thinking about what comes next. They are not distracted by the audience. They are fully inside the task. And in a world where attention is constantly fragmented, that kind of focus feels rare and precious. Part 1 is not just about impressive skills. It is about reminding us what it looks like when a human being gives their full attention to a single purpose. In the next part, we will move deeper into materials, transformation, and the quiet magic of turning the ordinary into something unforgettable. The alchemy of materials and the hands that understand them. If part 1 was about presence, about the state of mind that turns work into meditation, then part 2 is about conversation. Not the kind we have with words, but the kind that happens silently between human hands and raw materials. Every material has a personality. Wood resists and yields. Glass obeys heat but punishes hesitation. Metal remembers force. Clay forgives, but only once. Mastery begins when a worker stops trying to dominate a material and instead learns how to listen to it. This is where labor starts to feel like alchemy. At first glance, the transformation of materials can seem almost magical. A block of wood becomes decor. A slab of metal becomes structure. A pile of dust becomes something functional, beautiful, or both. But nothing here is magic in the supernatural sense. It is knowledge layered over time, applied with patience and confidence. And when that knowledge flows freely through the hands, the process becomes hypnotic. from raw earth to human order. Consider fertilizer being spread across a field. To the untrained eye, it looks mechanical, repetitive, and unremarkable. But watch closely when it's done by someone who understands the land. The distribution is even. The timing is precise. The equipment is adjusted not just to specification, but to conditions: soil moisture, wind, texture. The field responds almost immediately. Dust settles. Lines form. The earth looks calmer, more balanced, as if relieved. This kind of work is easy to underestimate because it does not produce instant spectacle, but it carries deep intelligence. The worker is mastery-oriented, not attention-oriented. Their reward is not applause. It is a future harvest that will prove they understood what the land needed. That quiet competence is a recurring theme. Beauty born from fragility. Glass is one of the most unforgiving materials a human can work with. It exists in a narrow window between solid and liquid, obedience and collapse. A glass blower must constantly adjust to invisible variables: temperature, thickness, gravity, airflow. One wrong movement, and hours of work can vanish. Watching glass blowing done well is an exercise in controlled vulnerability. The worker moves calmly, but the stakes are high. Heat glows. The glass stretches like honey. The shape emerges slowly, deliberately, as if the object itself is deciding what it wants to become. This process reveals an important truth about craftsmanship. Fragility does not demand fear. It demands respect. The hypnotic quality comes from witnessing that respect in action. Tools as translators, not shortcuts. Some tools feel almost too perfect. A brick-cutting device that slices cleanly with a single press. A painting tool that delivers flawless coverage without splatter. A roller-cleaning gadget that restores a tool to pristine condition in seconds. It is tempting to credit the tool alone, to assume technology is doing the work. But tools are not replacements for skill. They are translators. They convert intention into outcome. In untrained hands, even the best tools fail to impress. In skilled hands, they feel like extensions of thought. Watching a professional use such tools is satisfying because nothing fights back. There is no resistance, no correction, no wasted motion. The process flows. And flow, once again, is what keeps us watching. Turning the ordinary into the unexpected. Some of the most delightful moments occur when familiar materials are used in unfamiliar ways. Watermelons become canvases. Dice become design elements. Pipes seem to stretch endlessly as they are assembled or revealed piece by piece. These moments challenge our assumptions. We think we know what an object is for, until someone shows us what else it could be. This kind of creativity is not chaotic. It is grounded in deep understanding. You cannot break rules meaningfully until you know them intimately. The artist carving fruit understands its texture. The builder manipulating visual illusion understands perspective. The result is surprise without confusion, wonder without disbelief. Illusion, surface, and perception. Paint has a unique power. It can lie convincingly. Bricks that are not bricks. Textures that do not exist. Depth created on flat surfaces. With nothing more than pigment, sponge, and skill, workers create illusions that fool the eye completely. Watching this happen is fascinating because you see both realities at once. You know it is paint, but your brain keeps insisting it is something else. That tension between knowledge and perception is deeply engaging. It reminds us that reality is often filtered through interpretation, and that skilled hands can guide that interpretation effortlessly. Heat, water, and hidden patterns. Ceramics introduce another layer of mystery. The firing process locks secrets inside the material. Designs remain invisible until water reveals them. Suddenly, a surface shifts, changes, responds. It feels like visual magic, but it is chemistry and craftsmanship working together. What makes this compelling is the delayed reward. The artisan must trust the process long before the result appears. There is no immediate feedback, only belief built on experience. That patience is visible, and it is contagious. Wood, the willing collaborator. Woodworking appears in many forms, but the underlying relationship remains the same. Wood has grain. It has memory. It reacts to pressure, humidity, and direction. A skilled woodworker moves with the grain, not against it. Each pass of the tool is intentional. There is no forcing. The material guides the hand as much as the hand guides the tool. Watching this process is calming because it feels cooperative rather than confrontational. The result is smooth surfaces, clean edges, and shapes that feel natural. This is not domination. It is partnership. Rituals of production. Bread baking, panel installation, team-based construction. These processes often repeat the same motions day after day. Yet when done with care, repetition does not dull the experience. It sharpens it. Watch a baker loading bread into an oven. The movements are calm, measured, almost ceremonial. Heat radiates. Timing matters. There is a rhythm that has been refined through countless cycles. The task becomes ritual, and rituals by nature are grounding. The hypnotic effect comes from consistency. You know what is supposed to happen, and you watch it happen perfectly. Teamwork without words. Some of the most mesmerizing scenes involve multiple people moving as one. Panels tossed from below, caught midair without hesitation. Bricks passed in fluid arcs. Equipment handled seamlessly across hands. What stands out is the absence of verbal instruction. Communication has moved beyond language. Timing, trust, and shared understanding replace words. This level of coordination cannot be faked. It only emerges after working together long enough to anticipate one another's actions. For the viewer, this synchronization feels deeply satisfying. Humans are social creatures. Seeing cooperation at this level reinforces a sense of order and possibility. Ingenuity and motion. Sometimes mastery shows up not as polish, but as cleverness. A worker demonstrates an efficient way to separate bark from wood. Another trims vegetation while enhancing the visual lines of a stone fence. Someone else manages a difficult situation with a creative workaround. These moments remind us that skill is not just about doing things correctly. It is about adapting intelligently. The hypnotic quality here comes from problem solving in real time. You see the obstacle, you see the solution unfold, and you feel the quiet pleasure of watching order restored. Precision as care. Painting, when done perfectly, is deeply satisfying to watch. Coverage is even, edges are sharp. No drips, no stray marks. Every stroke lands exactly where it should. This level of precision communicates something subtle: care. The worker is not rushing to finish. They are invested in the outcome. That investment shows up in the smallest details, and the viewer senses it instinctively. Care, it turns out, is contagious. Watching it makes us want to slow down in our own lives. Heavy materials, gentle control. Creating long iron beams, holding massive components together, manipulating weight that looks unmanageable. These moments highlight another side of mastery, strength guided by restraint. The worker does not fight the material. They position it, balance it, let physics do part of the work. Watching heavy materials behave gracefully under human control feels almost surreal. It contradicts our expectation that strength must be aggressive. Here, strength is calm. When comfort meets ingenuity. Even leisure activities become fascinating when approached with skill. Winter fishing setups that allow relaxation while the gear does the work. Warm air devices that melt ice with elegant efficiency. These scenes combine intelligence with comfort. They show us that good design and good technique can make even harsh conditions manageable. And once again, the hypnotic effect comes from effort being reduced without quality being sacrificed. The deeper pattern of Part 2. As Part 2 draws to close, a deeper pattern becomes clear. Mastery is not about imposing will on the world. It is about understanding how the world behaves and working with it. Materials respond, tools translate, processes unfold. The workers you've seen are not rushing toward the finish line. They are immersed in the process itself. And that immersion is what keeps us watching, learning, and quietly rethinking our own relationship with work. In the next part, we will explore transformation at its most dramatic, where speed, risk, artistry, and human confidence collide, and where the line between labor and performance almost disappears. "95 Moments of Absolute Mastery, when workmanship becomes hypnotic art." Welcome to a world where ordinary jobs transcend routine and transform into mesmerizing performances of human skill, discipline, and creativity. What you are about to experience is not merely a collection of tasks being completed efficiently. It is a celebration of mastery. These are moments when workers perform their roles with such precision, confidence, and grace that the line between labor and art completely disappears. Across industries, cultures, and environments, at dizzying heights, under intense heat, amid heavy machinery, or with the most delicate materials, these professionals demonstrate what happens when passion meets practice. Every movement is intentional. Every gesture reflects years of experience. Every finished result feels inevitable, as if perfection were always the only possible outcome. This narrative reimagines and expands upon those awe-inspiring scenes, capturing the rhythm, philosophy, and almost meditative quality of work done extraordinarily well. These are not just jobs. These are expressions of human excellence. When skill takes over, fear steps aside. At great heights, where most people would freeze with fear, some workers move as if the ground were still firmly beneath their feet. Suspended above cities or balanced on narrow structures, they operate with calm determination. Their confidence is not reckless, it is earned. Each step, each reach, each adjustment reflects deep trust in their training and their own bodies. Watching them, you don't feel anxiety, you feel reassurance. This is what mastery looks like when fear no longer dictates behavior. It is the same calm resolve that allows a craftsman to carve an axe head from something as fragile as pencil graphite. The task feels almost absurd, like building a skyscraper on the tip of a pen. But under expert hands, impossibility becomes inevitability. The process demands patience, microscopic precision, and a philosophical acceptance that one mistake could erase hours of effort. What emerges is not just an object, but a statement about focus, restraint, and respect for materials. Everyday actions, elevated to performance. Even the simplest acts can become captivating when performed with intent. Pouring tea, for instance, can be a forgettable routine, or it can become a fluid, martial arts-inspired performance. With controlled movements and graceful transitions, the teapot seems to dance in the air. Each motion is deliberate, balanced, and rhythmic, leaving the viewer wanting to applaud before the first sip is even taken. Swordsmanship offers another example. In the hands of a true expert, the blade does not feel like a tool, it feels like an extension of the body. The wielder moves with speed and precision, each strike clean, each transition seamless. There is no wasted energy, no hesitation. Even fictional warriors would earn inspiration from such control. Speed, too, becomes hypnotic when paired with accuracy. A worker installing foam insulation at lightning pace sets a benchmark so high it feels unreal. Every spray lands perfectly. There is no excess, no correction, no pause. It is efficiency distilled into motion. Danger, discipline, and respect for the craft. Some professions balance on the edge of danger, where mistakes carry real consequences. Tree sawing is one of them. The work is physically demanding and potentially lethal, yet experienced professionals approach it with respect rather than fear. Every cut is calculated. Every retreat is timed. Watching a tree fall exactly where intended means witnessing planning executed flawlessly, a quiet triumph of human judgment over natural force. Similarly, the production of charcoal for hookahs, though less visibly dangerous, requires strict control of heat and timing. The transformation from raw material to finished product depends entirely on experience. Too much heat, and it's ruined. Too little, and it's useless. When done right, the process becomes